everybody! Our second video. If you want to understand better what's gonna happen today, please watch the other video. Guys, let's start! So, Peter and Mike, they arrived in Brazil. Peter came from Australia, Mike came from England. They arrived in Brazil and they are working at the same company. It's the first day at the company. They will start working. They arrived at the company and they have to meet the manager. It's gonna be their boss. And they're waiting, they meet, they start talking and waiting for the manager. Suddenly, the manager arrived at the company. The manager, he's in a very, very bad mood. And the two guys, they look at each other. Mike look at Peter, Peter look at Mike. They went to speak to the manager and the manager was in a very, very bad mood. And the manager started talking and talking about everything from the company. And for a while, the manager left to get some coffee and they start talking. Peter look at Mike and say, "Hey Mike, what do you think? The guy is not very cool. The guy is in a bad mood today." He said, yeah, he's in a bad mood. But just relax, let's just listen what he needs to say and that's okay. So the manager came back and they continues. The manager start talking again and talking. And after 1 hour there in the room, Peter just looked at Mike again. They just met actually, it was the first day, but they were at the company, not a lot of people could speak English, so they were talking just between them. The manager, after this first hour, the manager left. It was about 11 o'clock. So they went to meet another girl from the company. She's a sales assistant. Her name is Patricia. And they went to meet Patricia. And Patricia asked them, "Guys, do you guys speak Portuguese?" He said, "Yes, a little." No, they didn't speak Portuguese, guys. No, they didn't speak anything in Portuguese. They could just understand and speak English, but they didn't speak anything in Portuguese. They didn't understand anything in Portuguese. And Patricia, she was like, "Guys, but you have to learn Portuguese. You're coming to Brazil now, you have to learn Portuguese." And then Peter looked at Mike again and said, "Mike, what are we gonna do? I think she's right. We have to learn Portuguese." In our area, actually nowadays, it's okay. A lot of people will speak English. The clients we have to visit, also they do speak English, but it will be very important for us to speak in Portuguese. So they have an idea and Patricia actually helped them start looking for a teacher, a Portuguese teacher to help them. Peter talking to Mike, "Mike, I think Portuguese is very difficult. Portuguese is not an easy language. I listen to a lot of people speaking and I don't understand. It's hard, it's not easy." And Mike says, "Yes, actually I agree. I listen to everybody speaking. They speak very, very fast. I don't understand. But yes, I think Patricia is right. We have to find a teacher." And then we start learning. Things will be better for us here because the company is very good. We have to improve. We have to find a good teacher to help us. The time went by. It was like almost 2 o'clock. They left the company. They were hungry. They were very, very hungry because they didn't eat. They arrived at the company at like 8:30 in the morning. They stayed a while talking to the manager and after they went to talk to Patricia, the sales assistant, and they stayed there. No, they didn't eat anything. They were hungry. And Mike looked at Peter and said, "Hey, let's go and eat something." He said, "Yeah, let's go to a restaurant. Let's get something." They found a restaurant nearby the company and it was a good restaurant, a simple restaurant, but very good one. They stopped. The waiter came to speak to them and the waiter, he was speaking Portuguese. And the guys, they had a very hard time. They had a very, very hard time because the waiter was speaking and they didn't understand anything. They were lucky. This waiter from this restaurant, he could speak English, guys. His English was very good. He had a very good English. And the waiter started asking questions to the guys. "Guys, well, what would you like to drink?" When they got something to drink, and the waiter asked again, said, what would you like to eat? and they got some snacks. They get a hamburger, they get some other stuff. And they were, after, like, it was about 4 or 5 o'clock on the same day, after a while they returned to the company, and they were like thinking about the Portuguese classes, and they start talking to that. Well, we found the waiter could speak English very well there. I think we're not gonna have problems in Brazil. I think most of people, maybe a lot of people, they can't speak English. But anyway, they had this in mind. They were just thinking, I think we need to learn Portuguese. I think Portuguese, it's going to be very important for us here now. We have to find a teacher. But Peter looked at Mike and said, do we need to learn Portuguese? And that was the question. Then they go back and forth and thinking about this. Do we need to learn Portuguese? If everybody can speak English here that we need, do we need to learn Portuguese? And they kept discussing this, if they need to learn Portuguese or no. Guys, this is our very first episode. We had the first one was just an introduction. That was the first episode actually. Guys, from now on, you're gonna have more and more situations from Peter and Mike. Remember, these things that we are talking today, it happened there up to in the years of 2000. It was in 2000 when they arrived in Brazil. It was in 2000. So it was a long time ago. Guys, thank you very much for this video, and I'll see you guys next video. Please watch the next video. And if you haven't watched the first video, please go back there and watch it. Guys, thank you very much. See you guys.